Better you than me.
See, I'm sure I could do it to you. I almost impossible I could do it to you. No, it's fine. Look, he comes here at side control in a second. Okay. I'm denying him side control. I'm fighting for. He really wants to fight. I'm fighting here, and he wants to really get a side control here. Okay. What he's gonna do is his hand's gonna go right there. Okay. So I'm here. All right. Rotate this way. Okay. The more you're kind of fighting, the more typically they clap their hands together, especially if it's no gi. Okay. I'm framing this hip with this hand right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach over my left hand. If it's in the gi, I'm gonna reach for his belt. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, right here, okay? And as I turn to my side, I'm gonna throw my left leg up here. And I'm gonna uppercut I'm trying to squeeze. I even grab my foot. Sometimes I've done it where I grab my toes. But I grab the foot here, because I'm still blocking his hip to be on my side. I grab my foot. Sometimes if they're a little bit on the girthier side, I'll get kind of here, and then I'm gonna hoist this up so I can bring my fist here to lock this in. Okay. From here, if I can reach here, and I'm on my right side, I'll block that hip, and then I'm gonna come up and tap him that way. If he rolls me flat, I'm gonna lock this in here, and I'm gonna take a deep breath. And I do a side crunch, okay? So this knee, I'm just bracing it in here. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay. I'm bracing it in his rib, and I am pulling this, because this is closing that hole. But I need to do a side crunch. Okay, see how that almost tapped him? But if I do this, and I pull my shoulders back, that's gonna tap him in about a second. And then if I do, and I pull my shoulders back, and I do a side crunch, it will tap him fairly quick. Does that make sense? Okay. The whole key here is to keep fighting him off with side control here. The more you fight him off, the more they'll want to get here. So even here, go here, and here. It's like sometimes you get here, and you gotta keep working it up. So that, yeah, so if he does that, I do this, which is fine. And then I keep pulling this in because it tightens it. I'm gonna tap in a second. Okay.
So is it just the pressure that keeps him from popping back out before?
Well, he's stuck.
I can't get out.
He's stuck.
Yeah, okay.
So there's
well, the first time it looked like his head was like already halfway out. And I'm
correct,
like,
but it's like a triangle with the legs, except it's a triangle with my left arm and my left leg. Okay. So the whole key here is to secure this leg from slipping and doing that, because you don't want to arm lock yourself. You see how much space there is? Yeah. Now I don't have it. Now I have to kind of begin to rework it. Okay. And in order for me to reach under my knee, there's two ways to get back that way.
It's his leg and his rib cage.
Yeah, and it's.
I was saying, because the first time it looked like you were already like halfway out without even trying. I'm like,
but his arm is stuck, so he can't pull it out.
When he went to his side, it put me flat.
Correct.
So
it's the equivalent of doing this. Look, if I get him in just a triangle here, okay, right? Sometimes they'll frame this, okay, you know, kind of like okay right here. If you get up on your elbows and lift your hips and start calling back, it puts a lot of cranking pressure on the cervical vertebrae, okay? So the whole key here is you need angles. 2 angles. You're gonna go here as you reach over, and your left elbow pushes his head as your left knee connects, as we talked about, but here I may not have enough. So I need to scoot and bring my knee as high as I can so that my left hand can punch and do like an uppercut under my leg to secure it. From here I can just roll to the back and go here, okay? And I can go here, or at worst, my left hand can just cut my knee so that his pressure won't let this slip like this. Because if your hand is like this and you don't make a fist to flex your left bicep, your leg pressure alone will extend your arm. And if you arm lock yourself, that's gonna be horrible, okay? But the point is that this has to secure this leg, okay, from slipping. If you're like this, your own pressure will unravel you. Does that make sense? So there's two ways to do this, okay? Like this, or like this, as you roll up way up on your back, okay? But the way to do it on the right side, just slower, is much easier. So as we're here, and he gets me into deep side control, here I'm blocking his hip, I'm here. And I'll explain to you why this is so useful once you learn how to use it instrumentally, because there's two things gonna happen, okay? Because the reason why they hold you is because they hold you tight because they don't want you to recover half guard nor open guard, okay? So he's real tight right here. So all I gotta do is just scoot my hip out enough to bring this over here and reach. I'm reaching down. As I scoot out, my left leg comes up as far as I can, and sometimes you grab it here, and it's good to pass it to your right hand, because this hand is blocking the hip, but it can also grab the foot, okay? And then you ratchet it in. Now I got this locked in. Now it's up to me. If I can reach that right there, I'll turn onto my right side, and I'm gonna crank his neck. Here, and here. And if he does that, I'll go here, which typically they'll do. Because whenever you get that pressure, but what I've seen guys do is, as they're doing this, they're like coming up like this, in this awkward type of angle, okay? But the whole point is to have this locked in. If you have this locked in, you can just throw your legs over and you have it all done. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I would suggest is, just to drill it, you're here and your left leg comes over and you just uppercut yourself. Right here, under that leg, okay? From here, just roll to your back. Lock this in and you get the gable or the seatbelt grip. If anything, you secure your hand here so that it does not slip. Because what you need to do is you don't need to extend your legs, you need to crunch and bring the shoulders back. Okay?
I was having issues finishing it from the back there, and so I would start turning back to my right side and it seemed to drop them in.
It depends on how they're positioned. Okay, so I'll let you do it to me and then we'll see how you can do it. Hold on a second. Let me start this.